Phoenician to Phonics to Phoenix How-To Guide by Kate of Gaia. Inasmuch as there is a duality to words, all of them, in all languages as one, so must there also be a duality in their building block called letters, numbers, and symbols, sigils. The singularity is only found in the sound, not the spells cast with them. I'll start with the letters and words to give you an idea on how to see within the words and spells they really cast in the duality reality. Creation can only occur when an idea is agreed upon in any way, shape, or form. In the same way that the legal name fraud enacts your literal reality, death, it is given life through consent on a grand scale, as in, humanity is collectively duped by this singularity, duality, lie. With the language divided in duality, it is easy to keep humanity duped by the duality in every word using singular definitions that ultimately vary from language sound to language sound. For example, to vacate in the literal means to leave from one place to another, as in going on vacation or vacating your bowels, vowels. It contains the letters VA or va, which in Spanish means to go, and why the Chevy Nova didn't sell very well, because in Spanish-speaking countries it literally means no go. Not a good selling feature if you're dealing with things that their entire intent and purpose is to go. Ca has the sound, or Ca has the sound ka, which means spirit personified, in a where T is the same as U in Latin, as in nosca ti ipsum, or know thyself. So to go on vacation, where the hidden spell of T-ion, or vaka shun sound, which literally means to shun yourself, offers an entire opposite intent. The whole concept of the literal world of vacation is inferred as a good time, holiday, traveling for fun, etc. What I'm trying to show you is the effects that can be hidden in the causal intents via words and spells, such as the intent of those that wish for a divided against itself humanity. And it works a treat, yeah? Each word is a construct of sound, using intent of sigils, also known as letters and numbers. I search for the heart of the Most High in every letter, word, number, and sigil as my root, R-O-U-T-E, and root, R-O-O-T, intent, my path, and where I'm held in place. Right? The crossroads. Traveling the road and standing at the crossroads at the same time. That's singularity. Anyway, I'll start that again. Each word is a construct of sound using intent of sigils, also known as letters and numbers or numbers. I search for the heart of the Most High, that's the phrase in quotes, in every letter, word, number, and sigil as my root, intent. Whenever I utter, give milk to any sound. It's what any good mother does to her calf, gives it milk. So when you utter, you're giving milk to your creation. I nullified all contracts with language and sigils and started writing my own, using the very sigils designed to enslave, because in every duality, it must have an absolute mirror if one is in a duality reality, which we are. It's as simple as using all the rules to break all the rules at the same time. As an example, if the letters EA can make an E sound in any word, thus, it is applicable that that sound can now be placed in every word/language that sound or letter combo appears. So one can pronounce bread as breed and speed as sped. Sped, spread, bread, etc. That is using the rules to break the rules. I determine the sound of the word first as I see fit, not as some programmed by multiple dictionaries realities. All are based in sound, and where they appear in all words as spell forms, right? The sound is the creation. I want to throw this in here so you get this. The vibration is creation. It is what brings forth life from within you. If I can form your very breath through a spell to mean only one thing that I tell you it means, then you are giving life to that spell alone. Okay? Example would be this. Psi has the same sound as PSI, SCI, PSY, SY, CI, S-EYEI, S-AYEI, and wherever they appear in any and all spellings, regardless of language, contain the sound dependent upon your accepting one. A few or all definitions possible, regardless of languages and barriers. Sound traverses all languages. A very profound example of this would be this, and I used this the other night. If I was to say, fuck you, in a rural Chinese community, I would likely find someone called fuck you. Say that in a Western place, and a different intention is formed, where one is a name, no offense, quite to their ears, where in another defined reality, it's sour and vile and, with foul intent, swear. You see? It's not a swear word at all. You think it is, therefore it is. You think, therefore you are. What you think you are, you are. What you think you're not, you're not. I don't know why that's hard for people to grasp. This is using all the rules to break all the rules, singularity of language. It is all sound, that which creates form and matter. How many new cager types, investigative types? We'll tell you all about that in the most literal way. You've seen the tonal vibrations creating different patterns at certain frequencies on a board with sand on it. You've seen that video. What formed the form? Did the sand magically just move by itself? Or was there some sound required to do that? Yeah, sound creates form. And if you are creating form through formed sounds called words and sigils and spells, well, then you are creating Lucifer's form. Forum, get it? For him. Forum. Rome, ring a bell? The forum. Yeah, not a good idea. Suggest you turn around. Go the other way. All words mean what you think they mean. That's why you can understand me in the literal common speak sense, because we have an understanding of what we think they mean, literally. True. That's how we can communicate. Don't get caught in the communication, though. Yes, all words mean what you think they mean, and are exactly the opposite of what you mean as well. Visible through phonics, redefinitions based on all rules of language, grammar, prefix, suffix, nouns, verbs, etc., all of it. There are many fractal definitions in every word, where every letter, word, and number create sentences individually and go exponential when combined with other symbols defined in the literal only sense. It is what I call hearing with your eyes and seeing with your ears. This is where conceptual thinking or imagination lives, and humanity as a whole has been pigeonholed into literal definitions only. The real trick, if one wants to call seeing with the third eye a trick, is quite simple when one takes the time to actually slow their brains down enough to hear all the sounds in any given accepted word or spell, while the heavily schooled programmed mind fights you every step of the way. There are two coinciding forms of communication occurring at the same time. The communications via light heard with the eyes, and the communications with sound, low-frequency light, also known as dark yan, heard with the ears. This is where you'll find Wayland, smithy to the gods, making armor, amour, using the hammer and anvils in the eardrum. Here's where one decides whose drum one is really marching to inside your head. For an example of this, think of any time that someone said they were going to do something, intent, but their actions spoke a different language and they didn't. How often would you ask this being anything after their actions always proved them out to be liars? That is where you'll find their true intent. As a simple example of phonics or fractal expansion of a spell, let's look at one letter to illustrate. Can you spell the sound of the letter R in any way? Sure you can, in the new spell, hidden of A-R-E, as in, are you going out tonight? Now, based on the sound, we have 3 new letters. Well, 2 really, but 3. They're all new in the context of the 3, so it's true. 3 new letters, not just an R anymore. It's a new R. So typically there's 3 with the hidden 4. There's the quad. So now based on the sound, we have 3 new letters formerly hidden from view due to the you must spell everything our way school programming or get a big X on your paper, fear, peer pressure, docked in that false reality program of squiggles. Since we have 2 new letters, we also have 2 new syllables. Scylla, bulls. Scylla, many-headed hydra. Serpent, bulls, creation. Taurus fields in the form of A-R-E, with all letters having more than one singular sound. Gee, it sounds confusing. No, it doesn't. You just need to take 5 minutes. The letter A has an A and an Ah sound. So now it's air and R. See how quickly this fractals? You saw the I in there and the H in front, didn't you? Yeah. And if you didn't, you should. That's how quickly I go fractal on this. Condensing all the sounds, or rather all the spells into the sounds. Air? See them all? Okay. Where were we? The letter A has an A and an Ah sound as well as many others, depending on the spell it is cast in, namely a word of any all forms. So, as an example of this expansion, follow the sounds, not the sigils like this. R-E sounds like R-E, as in aria. Creating the new sound of R equals R-E, which translated means the Most High. Once you hear a new sound, look at how that sound is literally defined, where that sound is now added, an added point of view or a meaning to the original and fully interchangeable, inside, changeable, change the intention creation by your Phoenician. You will see the definitions, the Phoenician in the definitions I show you. I expand them for you. Look bigger. You will find very quickly the sheer magic in all words and spells like you have never seen before. This is the fundamental truth that was kept from you in that all creation is based on sound, regardless of frequency, where light and sound only differ in that regard, in the same way that a royal flush is simply a straight flush like any other, where it is the light, or pictures, that determine the agreed, quote-unquote, upon value based on the rules, quote-unquote, of the game. It is still fundamentally a straight flush, regardless of an external perceived programmed value. The value placed without is the value or contract agreement of that value within your creation. In short, if you think it has value, it does. If you think it does not, it doesn't. Your reality is based solely upon what you agree with or not, and how deeply you, like the rest of us, were programmed to think in a certain way like everyone else, or choose your own path. Fundamentally, it all comes down to you, your choices to be part of the program or not, to pin the tail of your own donkey duality of do, ni, ki, chi, ki, life, which means to surrender to creation's true life path itself, also known as Christ mind, and or the done key, end life, lies Antichrist. Those that think they are a legal name are as the walking dead with their 666 carbon pencil marks of the beast they think they are. Try playing in the commerce whore of Babylon dead world without that mark, and you'll experience the truth for yourself. I don't deal in theories. I put truth to the test once realized within, regardless of what some monkey-programmed reality being thinks. Having been one once, no thanks. The how-to is mind-numbingly simple, while the hard part is getting people to actually sit down for a few minutes to play. You've heard me and many others say to remove the pledge, PLDG, in all words, and reverse the intent using, in order, replacement mirrors of RO-RO-KT or RRKT. RR. Get it? It's a joke. You'll see it. Here's a brief explanation of the sigil/letter/squiggle on a one-by-one basis. The symbol of P is facing the opposite direction of the Greek letter Rho, revealing the mirror of intention. It is illustrated perfectly in the Vatican's Chi Rho symbol, the XP overlay symbol referred to by some as the Christogram, where it is the symbol of the Antichristogram in its literal translation intent reversal. It is the labarum, or rather the law bar nth, y-nth, y to the nth, y to the nth. The letter P in translation is synonymous with Lucifer, penis, pencil, carbon 666, beast, Church of Peter, etc. The letter L is left the cane fields of the mind where Abel is perceived as the right, the source of all creative seeds. It represents, in the simplest of terms, Lucifer, the concept of choosing evil over truth and benevolence. Please keep in mind that these are but a few of the fractals exposed in these sigils in order to expose the duality of this reality. But first, that duality must be found in yourself first. Don't expect to see anything if you cannot simply open your eyes and look first, where programming insists you shouldn't, out of an illusional reality of this duality program since birth called fear. The D is only half the whole and thus a mirror divided. The G is an incomplete hex, not quite a 6, or Psi-X, S-I-X, Psyche, P-S-I-K-E-Y, / Psyche, P-S-Y-C-E, / mind. Psyche, spirit, life, mind, thought itself, you, Yan, within. Again, all of these fractal into more proofs than any ego can deny, let alone handle. But they do. To simplify the replacement intents of RRKT versus PLDG, R represents Rho, the spirit breath of life. The K, the essence of spirit and life coming forth from within, where Ka is Egyptian of personified spirit, and T is simply the law of truth itself, the crosshairs, heirs of spiritual existence. K, Rose, Ki Rose heirs, crow's heirs, found in its counterpart in Phoenician as an O womb with an X life inside it, looking like a sniper rifle crosshairs. At the point of the greatest coward, you will find the greatest courage spiritually in the mirror. What is black, perceived as absolute black, must have an absolute white to contrast it. It is all about contrast, contract, CMS as well. Remember, all of creation is a coincidence, not a coincidence. Get inside. Get your duality inside mind. You'll see the singularity once you do that. Which means to sort out the duality within the self first, and then you will see the complete duality of this reality. This is the singularity reality realms, where the duality is fully exposed within self and all, once that duality is solved within self. While one remains thinking they are a legal name identity or any singular name identity at all, they remain forever in duality, illusion, and fear. Phonics reveals the lie, truth, in every name on this planet, so I can be any name, path I choose, always choosing the truth path in any name or perceived sound. If you were walking a legal, just a little note here, if you are walking in a legal name personification, you are walking the lie, not the path. Okay? Enjoy your lies. Enjoy your reality. Don't bitch because your dreams aren't coming true. You're the one killing them, not me. As an example, I will face off with good versus evil. Here's an example of turning good into literal evil as a definition, and evil into literal good as a definition, where good is evil, evil is good, to be or not to be and not to be, good or evil, good and evil in the singularity cross airs. Zero point of creation, source thought itself. You ready? As an example, I will face off with good versus evil to transform both into their opposite, commonly thought you meant, mirrors. Good has both the G and the D in it, both the incomplete hex, Antichrist, and the mirror of D, which translates letter by letter into this sentence. All letters, words, are full sentences of intention, by the way. Here it is. This is what good translates into. Literally, using Phoenix. Phonics. All the rules to break all the rules. According to the rules, fuck the rules kind of thinking. Good means this in its mirror of evil. The hex of the womb of creation in the womb of the mere duality of half the whole. Doesn't sound so good now, does it? Now remove the pledge and it becomes Kut, or the spirit essence in the womb within the womb of truth. There are duality differences in the intentions of uppercase and lowercase sigils as you know them, or rather as you thought you knew them. That's the programming bit that needs removed. This involves you and your own creativity outside of the lines drawn around you and boxed in your thinking. I'm sticking to the uppercase for the absolute clarity on their upper kase, or upper spirit of creations. Canon law has uppercase names as the highest form of spirit name, where its London legal counterpart claims the uppercase as the lowest form of slave duality mirror. There's Rome and London. Papa Lucifer, Mama Jezebel. In short, uppercase in the church is your God status name, where uppercase in the Admiralty Merchant Legal City of London status says you as dead, less than scum, 666 beast slave. The, quote, UPU/UCC, unquote, is the marriage of Church and State of London and the Vatican, the Whore of Babylon Commerce and her Lucifer hubby. You're one of their demon children by acting as the legal name, since they claim to own all property. If you agree to be, accept fully, a legal name, id entity, you are not a child of creation. You are a child of the dead Babylon, Aka, or Aka, the spirit, also known as demon, to the spirit of demon. Yes, you are. AKA, there it is, Aka. French, meaning two. Ka, the essence of spirit creation. Of course, the A, the reversed 6, Antichrist, AKA. Yeah, to the spirit of the Antichrist demon with you, because that's what you are. If you are alias, or also known as, somewhere you still have a name. I just choose a direction. Oh, if you want to find me, that voice you're hearing, you can use lots of different things to sigil reality to get to me. That's just me communicating how to find me, not telling you who and what I am. I am me. Nothing outside of me is me, but I'm just me. Nothing outside of me is me. Creation is the mere reflection of that which is me, outside of me. Same with you. Another point of view, just another point of me. Okay? So again, you're one of their demon children by acting as the legal name, since they claim to own property. Your property, just like Carl Lentz wants to preach. If you agree to be, accept fully a legal name, id, entity, you are not a child of creation. You are a child of the dead, Babylon, also known as demon, to the spirit of the demon with you. Remember, that which you, not me, what you agree to, you are in absolute contract with that choice. It's simple. If you agree to do something and do it, your actions reveal the intent of your mind and heart equally. If I say jump and you say no and don't, you have not agreed to the offer to jump. If I say jump and you do, you are in contract with my offer. The legal name is simply an offer to jump, based on a dead carbon 666 name, id, entity that you claim to be or not. When I say jump to system, it jumps. Not me, because they are absolutely cornered by their own trick and must. They don't think about it. There's not a choice here, kids, not for them. When you make the choice truth and no other, guess what? You make the lie their choice and no other. And oil and water do not mix. Truth and lies cannot mix. Golden rule. Doesn't matter how much you shake oil and water. They cannot, will not mix. Demons must obey creation. Those are the rules of free will choice, no trespass. You agree to be trespassed on while you claim to be their property via the legal name contract. You must agree with to allow them to make you jump, and you will. That is where the real magic is, however. No vengeance, no contracts, no thanks, Lucifer and Jezebel. That's pure good, evil mirrored against themselves. Evil attracts evil. Good attracts good. What are you attracting? You attract that which you contract with. End of story. The letter L is also found in evil, so the negative aspects via the pledge are immediately visible in both, where their literal utterances always foment negative intent, hidden in the sigils and symbols. Let's flip the left to the right. The L becomes R. The lowercase e is the mirror of 9, consciousness, where the uppercase is the mirror of 3, or again, creation, consciousness itself. Evil as a sentence reads thusly: the consciousness of life, vie, French meaning, or vie, c'est la vie, French meaning life sound. That's the sound of life in French. If I say c'est la vie to someone who speaks French, they know what I'm talking about. So it has the life intent contained within the spell V-I-E, sigil, where someone might just vie to do something. Depends on your perspective. Again, the consciousness of life, V, of Lucifer, dead duality. Evil, that's what it means, literally. The consciousness of life, of Lucifer, dead duality. There's no life there. It's dead. When one removes the pledge is oath, it becomes Iver, ever, E-V-I-R, ever, or the consciousness of life through spirit, breath of life. When you finally have your true breath back, evil becomes the rever of life itself, revere of life itself, reverse of life itself. Yes, it is this magical in how Phonics works and reveals everything. Well, live is evil mirrored. Lucifer I have. Right? Just put the apostrophe in, you'll see it. You want to live? Well, that's Lucifer I have. You're claiming that you want Lucifer. Every time you were uttering that word, I just want to live, fucking not a good intent there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, well, let's just blow that out of the water. And when one reverses their intent, they are iver or ever. To R-I-V-E, or I have, arrive, or spirit breath of creation I have. You've arrived. This is the arrival gate of Phoenician Airlines for the legal namers, and the departure gate for those already flying. You can't get on the flight with id entification, or literally by the sounds, id entity, I, phi, ka, shun. Sorry, left out the ka in there. Okay, create. Just a sec. Insert in your copy of this ka, shun. Ka, bracket, I'll repost it. Spirit. Shun. I'm actually doing pretty good on this one compared to what the other ones are. Oh, I wanted to write that and that. That's okay. Anyway, by the sounds, id, entity, I, phi, ka, shun. You're the one pushing away from creation, not me, where psi, an, C-I-A-N, or shun, my psi, spirit, on, anu, heart. Shun, to push away. That's a duality of the T-I-O-N, S-I-O-N, C-I-A-N, any of the shun-sounding words or anything spelling that out in that sound. Okay, it's about the sound, remember. You're the one pushing away from creation, not me, where cyan or shun is my choice of spirit heart. It is both my yan and my yin, Mayan and Mayan, 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 where the very word Mayan means illusion, literally. Yan is the dark, the sound, the unseen light, the thought itself created, where yin is the light visible and external as a reflection of self internally, shown externally via actions, the language of the mime, communications. If one is confused between sound and light, it is only because you are divided and conquered, where your eyes are deaf and your ears are blind. Sound creates pictures based on agreed upon forms of sound. Just like if I were to say the name of an animal, you'd get the picture, right? That is because more than one of us agreed that a lion is a big jungle cat picture based on the spell and the sound equally, as agreed upon. Thus you see a lion in your mind, conceptual thought. The lion is symbolic with power and courage by agreement in things like the heart of a lion kind of courage. It is also one of the biggest predators naturally in the form of killing weaker life forms to feed on, the pinnacle of cowardice, absolute mirror of courage. Creation is both good and evil. It is we who decide on one or the other duality, or to see all of creation versus a divided in half one. For a little fun, before closing this essay out, let's see what happens using the pre-described PLDG removal to prove that a lion represents the Most High creation, and how the most low, shall we? Sorry, let me try that again. See, I write it in the same way I talk. For a little fun, before closing this essay out, let's see what happens using the pre-described PLDG removal to prove that a lion represents the Most High creation and the most low, shall we? What is an Aryan? Many will instantly bring up a program of evil like Hitler's Aryan race motif. Yes. Did you? Aryan, the Aryan race. But what is it truly, beyond schooling programs of glorifying death and murder as prescribed humanity does in schools, using the banner of his story? How about phonics to see this invisible creation within? Ali translates as of the Most High, and Yan translates into dark, void, sound of thought itself, also known as creation itself at source. So an Aryan is of the Most High truth in thought creation, as well as a goose step in Nazism, ego, self-righteous idealism, or id-e-a-l-ism, Luciferism, where there is a perceived duality where your choice becomes your singularity creation. This is how creation works in its simplest form. It's free will choice. Are you the goose stepper or the truth stepper? It's in every word, every sound, every sigil, every shape. The word or sound lion becomes Ryan, R-I-O-N. L-I-O-N, R-I-O-N. At first switch then becomes R-ion, Arion, and R-eon to R-E-N. Like so. So are you a lion or an Arion? When you change your mind by your own choices and how you define your reality, exactly that happens. It changes everything around you and outside of you. Not because they changed suddenly, but rather and only because you did. Give you an example. If you stand back and watch a child being raped and do nothing about it, I know who you are. If you stand back and allow an evil to destroy someone, and you go along with it, then that is your agreement and choice to empower it. Don't expect your reality to change. It won't, because you won't. It's a very simple observation. It just depends on how much evil you can tolerate in your miserable existence. I tolerate none. That's your choice, though. So don't be looking at me. Your reality around you changes because of your choice. I deal on a planetary reality. Regardless of where your or my body is sitting, it's determined only upon your own mind and expansion of, are you just thinking locally around you, or are you thinking globally? When you get into the global situation, the local doesn't matter. Get it? The world is changing for the better, isn't it? Sure is. And that's what you do when you change yourself. Those that want to continue in a legal name, you are actually fighting me. You don't just not trust the truth or me. You are literally the enemy of truth by fighting me. If I was to make your job harder, put it this way, if you make my job hard, you're making it hard for all of creation. You are defying creation itself in that moment. Don't expect any fucking treats for that. All right? Again, when you change your mind by your own choices and how you define your reality, exactly that happens. It changes everything around you and outside of you, not because they changed suddenly, but rather and only because you did. There is but one thing and one thing only that destroys all fear, and that is knowledge, transformed into wisdom, lest one get trapped like everyone else in a half-truth. Looks like the truth, dualized reality, going literally in circles with all your little analytical, look how smart I am, intellectual duality, monkey chattering. Just look at the legal beagles to see how full of themselves they are. They are trapped in time and space based on the literal construct reality they've been trained only to see literally in. You? Legal name says trapped. See ya. Okay.